Hi Nova Superstars, this is Leticia, and today I want to talk to you about my Avon story. You may or may not have heard my story already, but I would love to share with you, and I hope that you get a chance to share with me too. Um, my Avon business started back in 2002. I had just recently been married and had moved from my hometown of Gilroy, California, 50 miles away to a small agricultural town of Los Baños, California. And most people who live in Los Baños do the commute because it's such a small town. There's little industry for career type jobs. So I knew that I was going to have to do this 50-mile commute each way. Was not looking forward to it at all. And what I ended up doing was attending a little job fair in the town. I think it was at the little local school gym. And it was there that I saw a booth with an Avon sign on it. And this lovely lady and another lovely lady were there. And I thought to myself, that's funny, Avon at a job fair? To me, Avon was what little old ladies did to make extra money, to be honest with you. That was just kind of my vision for Avon. So I thought it was pretty odd that Avon was at a job fair. And I thought, well, you know what? This whole job fair just really wasn't encouraging at all, considering most of the jobs available were agricultural type jobs. But I said, you know what? At least I can get an Avon book. I haven't seen an Avon book in a really long time. So I walked up to the table and went for my book. And it was there that the lovely lady at the table said, you know, have you ever thought of Avon as an earning opportunity? And my answer to that was no, actually, I haven't. And she said, well, do you mind if I talk to you more about it? And she was a really nice lady, and at the time, I was very much a people pleaser. If it would make her happy that I gave her my number, then great, I would do it. So I gave her my name and number, and pretty much walked away with my brochure with my fingers crossed behind my back, hoping she wouldn't call me. And I just left, and I was pretty discouraged from that event, and I knew that I was going to have to make that 50-mile commute. So long story short, she called me. She called me like I think 2 days after, and she set up a time to meet with me that weekend at her home. And I didn't want to lie to her either. I'm not good at lying, so I could have said I was busy, but I really wasn't, and I went ahead and scheduled that appointment with her. And needless to say, I got dressed up as if I was going to an interview, and I think subconsciously it was because when I met this lady, she was dressed in a suit. She dressed very professional. Makeup was just so. Her nails were done. She took Avon seriously. So I got ready in my work clothes and got ready to go. And as I was leaving, my husband waves bye to me, and he says, "Bye, Avon lady." And I said, no, I'm not joining. I'm just going to go. I'm going to listen to what this lady has to say, and I'll be back. I'm not joining. And again, he repeated, "Bye, Avon lady." And really, it was funny at that time because it's funny today, but he knew that I was such a people pleaser that I would probably join Avon just to please this woman. So I went to the event and I was like, okay, I'm going in there with a clear mind. I'm going to just listen to what this lady has to say, give her my time, respect her time, and then head on home. So when I got there, it was quite funny because she was actually dressed down and I was dressed up. But she had a lovely home, and she invited me in, and she set me down at her kitchen table with a laptop and played a DVD for me. She said, you know, I want you to watch this first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So I sat myself down and I watched this video. And as I was watching the video, I would watch people with like these fancy cars big houses and telling their stories about how wonderful Avon is. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, these are all people who live in big cities. These are people who do not live in a small town like this, for sure. Um, and then you see the whole like results may vary, like at the bottom of the screen. And I'm like, okay, this is like those diet commercials, you know? These are extraordinary people with extraordinary discipline who actually can achieve those kind of results. Um, and then all of a sudden, I saw a glimpse of a lady driving a purple Jaguar. You know, she was just like this with a big old smile on her face. And I swear it was like just a flash. So it was a really quick bit. And now I was paying attention. And the reason why I was paying attention is because it looked like the lady that I'm in her house, the lady who invited me here to watch this video. So now I'm really paying attention and I'm looking for that clip again. And wouldn't you know it, here it comes. Lady with a big old smile on her face driving her Jaguar. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm kind of like doing this, like looking behind me because she was behind me getting me something to drink. And I was like, I wonder if that's her. I swear it looks like her, but it can't be her because we live in this small agricultural town. And so I don't even think I remembered anything after that. I was just like, concentrating on like whether that was her or not. I'm just wondering if that could possibly be this lady where I'm actually sitting in her home. And after the video was over, she came over to me and she said, "Hi. So so what do you think? What did you think of the video? Do you have any questions for me?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I do. Have a couple of questions." She said, "Great. What are they?" And I said, "One, was that you in the video driving the purple Jag?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, honey, you just didn't see it because it's parked in the garage." And I was like, "What?" It was like somebody hit me in the head, like those V8 commercials, bam, they just hit you in the head. And I was like, okay, number two was, how much does it cost? Because there was no way that I was going to spend more than $50 on an opportunity that I absolutely didn't know anything about. So she said $10. And I was like, oh, this must be how she makes her money. She must be making money off of this membership fee because Avon is really affordable. There's just no way that she could have that kind of lifestyle with this Avon business. And she said, no, just one time, and I'm like, okay, so it's $10 and I only have to pay this to you one time. And she said, yeah. And then I think I took like 3 seconds to actually make my decision because it was like, okay, she's actually lives here. It's only $10. What have I got to lose, really? And I said, okay, why not? I'll go ahead and sign up. So I signed up that day, and I walked home with my kit. Well, actually, I drove home with my kit. And when I got home, my husband opened the door, and he just looks at me with a big smile on his face, going, "I told you so." And I was like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. The lady was in the video. And he just starts busting up. He's laughing at me. He's like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Okay, babe, whatever. As long as it doesn't take any money out of my budget, I'm okay with it." And I said, "Okay, great." So here I am with my kit, just joined Avon, pretty much as a fluke, and decided, you know what, well, we'll see what happens with it. So at that point, I was working at the city of Gilroy, so I was doing the commute already. And I decided to sell to people at work. And it became just a hobby, and it was so nice because when I was at work, people already knew about the product, whereas I had maybe bought one Avon lipstick in my lifetime, and it was my customers who actually taught me about Avon products. So it was just very exciting. It was exciting to connect with them in a different way, to build a different relationship with my coworkers. to have them support me in this venture, and it was fun. And they had a good time buying products. They were always anxious to get their stuff, and it made them happy. So I was like, this is easier than I thought. It wasn't much selling, but sharing that I had to do. And the name brand Avon was so popular that I didn't really have to force a sale. And people had a history already. So that was just so convenient for me that it became a really easy opportunity to make money. And I was. And what's great is that, remember when my husband said, as long as it doesn't take any money out of my budget? Well, I didn't have to report any money coming out, so I didn't report any money coming in either. So that was my money. And it was just really nice to have that extra spending money to buy my own stuff. And of course, I love the discount. I fell in love with the products. I knew I would never go back to spending full retail on any mall brand or even drugstore brand. So I was actually saving my household money by replacing my Avon, my products with Avon products. So I actually saved my household money, and that was a very nice thing for me to feel like I could do with this business slash hobby. And then I got to a point where I hated my job, to be honest with you. It was a really tough situation where the commute was getting so bad for me and my husband. My husband was doing 80 miles each way, and I was doing 50. That we decided to turn our lives around, and we ended up selling everything we owned, which included 2 homes and cars, anything that wouldn't fit in a 40-foot container. We decided to change our lives around by planning to go back to school, which we had never finished college. So we had thought to ourselves, okay, where could we actually go to college as adults and live like adults without the expense, the huge expense. And living in California was just so expensive and stressful at that time that we had recently been to Hawaii on vacation and thought, hey, are there universities on the islands? And then that Google search just sent us to a whole new journey of open doors for us to change our lives around. And with our jobs being so stressful and our lifestyles being stressful, we knew we couldn't start a family together and living like that. Up at 4 in the morning, coming home 7 o'clock at night, 5 days a week. By the time the weekend came, we were so exhausted. We didn't want to do anything. And nobody came to visit us where we lived. The road is plenty dangerous to get to us. And we were in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful home in the middle of nowhere. And we didn't even get to enjoy our home after working so hard. So we sold everything that wouldn't fit in a 40-foot container, and we moved to Hawaii. We ended up on the Big Island, and we both went to UH Hilo. And in that time, we also had to find a job. We moved to Hawaii with no jobs, no job security whatsoever, and we just bought a house in KL, in Paradise Park. And we were like taking this huge risk, and somehow we were brave enough to jump and do it. And my husband found a job quite quickly through his own persistence as a machinist in town in Hilo. And I couldn't find work at all. I was so discouraged and was wondering, what am I going to do? I have a mortgage to pay. And at that time, I finally decided to look at Avon like a real business. And I told my husband, what do you think of me pursuing Avon full time? And he said, okay. He goes, well, I'll go ahead and support you and give it a year and we'll see how it works out. At that point of decision, I think it was about a week later that my mentor, by the way, whose name is Vondell McKenzie, called me and said, what do you think of me making you the best Avon representative in the state of Hawaii ever? And I said, I am ready. I am so ready. So at that point became my new journey to building the best business in the state of Hawaii ever. And nobody had ever done it there before. Any island. People thought, I think, I was nuts when I went to the meetings declaring what I was planning to do. I don't think they thought it was possible. So I faced a lot of challenges just from the people around me. And I tried to stay focused as much as I could at that time. There was a lot of hard work and determination. But long story short, 4.5 years later, I became the first senior executive unit leader in the state of Hawaii. And I am so proud of that accomplishment. I'm so proud of my team, all of you who stuck with me as you watched me grow this business from nothing to over 500 representatives in our team. And it has been the most amazing journey of friendships that I have ever made in my lifetime. This is my family. When I was in Hawaii, I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody there. And my Avon team was my family. And they welcomed me with open arms. And it was just a really, truly amazing blessing and experience and what I needed to do for me and my family. And the rewards keep coming. So you can do it. You can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you live in Los Baños. Vondell McKenzie is Avon's first senior executive unit leader. Little did I know who I was meeting that day. And I just thank God every day that I got the chance to meet her and that she got a chance to mentor me and give me her time. I learned over the phone from Vondell for an entire year. She gave me about 6 hours a week of training over the phone. So I want you to know that if your upline doesn't live near you, or maybe you're in my first generation, you know, I've moved a couple of times since Hawaii, and I'm not near you, you know, we can do this. We can do this via YouTube. We can do this via phone. As long as we stay in contact, that's what's crucial. As long as you are willing to work hard, take our advice and run, come back, share your experiences. Let's tweak what you thought you did wrong, what you could do better. You just keep going back. Take the advice, take the training, put action to what we train you on. Come back, share with us. You know, we tweak it, we make it better, we perfect it until you're off and running on your own. But it takes two sides. So please know that as much as Vondell was calling me, I was probably calling her more. Okay, so as a student of this business, reach out. That's your job, is to reach out and learn as much as you can and apply it. Apply it immediately. There's no time to waste when it comes to Avon. You have to go after it and you have to be passionate about it and you got to dive in. So if you haven't taken the online courses or you're dragging your feet, you just don't know what to do next, there's so much information ready for you to just dive in. Read everything you can. Go online. Search everything you can. Contact your upline. Be brave. Go out and grab it. This is your dream. This is not just an Avon dream. This is your dream. If Avon is a tool for you to get there, then great. You know, at least you have a plan. And that's how I felt about Avon. Avon was the tool for me to achieve my dreams. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And so you're here for a reason. You know, there was a reason I went to that little job fair to meet Vondell and to open up a door that I had no idea whatsoever what it would become, that it would become $1 million business. Okay, that you today want you to know that you can build $1 million Avon business, 2 million, 8 million, 10 million, whatever you want to set out to do. And it's a nice, simple plan to succeed and reach those goals and dreams. That's what's great about Avon. You know what? I didn't finish college. You know what? I got to Wait Chilo and my husband went for it. And you know what? I decided, you know what? I want to build my career. This is what I want to do. I'm choosing to do this as my living. So I stepped out of UH Chilo and I went ahead and focused all my energies on Avon. And within the time that my husband got his degree, I reached my goal of becoming senior executive unit leader. And in 5 years, we changed our lives around. No longer commuting at all. I'm able to work from home. I'm able to help take care of my parents. All the things that I want to do, that I desired out of this Avon opportunity, have been there for me. So if you are inspired today by this video, and I hope you are, go for it. You need help? Contact us. Please, we are here to help you. We want to support you in any way that we can. You are very important to us. Okay, so reach out. This is a two-way street, okay? And we hope that you have a wonderful and exciting journey with your Avon business. I hope you have the same success that I have and even more. So keep in contact. Let us know how you're doing. Let's keep going. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep supporting each other. We have an awesome, awesome team. And I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video today. And know that you are a Nova superstar. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.